It's really just impossible to ponder it. Stupidity. I mean, I can ponder stupidity. That's what I'm trying to do. It's a real challenge to ponder stupidity when you're not stupid. It's perplexing. Well, I'm just pondering, where this is all going. The low people, the low men. You remember the low men? In Stephen King's books, the low men were beyond evil. The low men worked for Matthew McConaughey in Stephen King's The Dark Tower. And they're low because they're killers. So the opposite of the low setting is the high setting. Your angelic soul. So is it true there's like a flip switch? High setting angelic, low setting stupid. It's just that this is where it goes with those people who insist on staying at the low end of the scale of human consciousness. Everything under 540 is low. And then you get to the absolutely stupid. And those are people who calibrate under 200 on the scale. Under 200 on the scale is where you're going to find scorpions. Because what does it do? It's got a stinger. It predates. That's how it lives. And that's what we do as humans. We predate in order to live. It's just that this theory gets poked in the eye by me. Because in 2021, under demonic electronic assault, I, Bobby Burrows, did not eat any food for a whole month. Just water. For a whole month of demonic attack. Funny thing was, after a month, I don't know. After a month, I mean, I'm not really fat. I mean, anybody's going to look at me and don't suck in your gut too much. But, seriously, after a month, I mean, in Special K commercials, hold on. In Special K commercials, I don't know, in the 1980s or whatever, they said, can you pinch more than an inch? Because if you can, pinch more than an inch around your waistline. Is that an inch or half an inch? Half an inch. If you can pinch more than an inch, then you're too fat and you need to eat Special K. Right? Anyways, I went a whole month without eating food. And I didn't lose a single pound. I didn't lose any weight, and even after a month, I could still pinch a little bit around there. By half an inch of fat or whatever, it was still there. I didn't become John Gaunt and all of the, I mean, still, there's body fat in here. I'm not any different in weight than I was last year when that happened. So a month without eating, my body didn't eat itself in order to keep it going. And that is completely contrary to what we're taught. So we're brainwashed into believing that we need to eat 3 meals a day. I mean, clearly we don't. How much brainwashing is there? Well, let's go back to Star Trek, the original series, and they came across a planet that was under threat by the Klingon Empire, and then Captain Kirk went down and met with the High Council, and they're a very primitive agricultural society. And Kirk was like, don't you know the Klingons have got spaceships and they've got all kinds of disruptors and weaponries and they got sites on your planet. And these old timers were like, we're just old people. We really got nothing here. But, if they want to come here, we got a couple of tents out there or a building, they can stay there if they want. And then, long and the short of it was the Klingons did show up and they started to enslave, the story was, the people there. Do you want to know the rest of the story? I don't want to tell the rest of the story because it's a good story. Because in the end, these old people who were telling Captain Kirk that I don't need the Federation, and I don't need your shipboard weapons, I don't need your phasers, I don't need your photon torpedoes, I don't need your negotiating skills, I don't need you, Captain Kirk. And Kirk was like, these fucking people, they need me. I've dealt with Klingons. Those Klingons are bloodthirsty terrorists. And these old men are sitting ducks. They don't even have the slingshot. Who are these people? Well, instead of telling me the end of the story, I'm going to just go look for the name of that episode, and I'll put it down here in the comments, the name of the episode, and Star Trek, the original series, is available on Netflix. So you can go watch that one, and then you'll see the reason why is because we're so beyond brainwashed. When you come to see the real nature of the species known as the Organians, I'm going to put it to you that we are Organians, just like those people in Star Trek in that episode. I'm going to put it to you that if they can do it, we can do it. Have I done it? No. Can I do it? No. Why? Because I don't do anything. Bob doesn't do anything. Bob has changed the way he's organized internally, according to the teachings of the American psychiatrist David R. Hawkins of consciousness research. It's all been reset so that I can prepare, and I am prepared for higher consciousness. And if you want to know the dirty details, then you need to read David R. Hawkins, because he can tell you much better than I can. He's already done it, and those books are freely available, and I haven't written those books. So, again, David R. Hawkins, Power versus Force, Eye of the I, Transcending the Levels of Consciousness. There's all kinds of stuff. And, get busy, because he's the best teacher that I can give you. I know there's all kinds of other private teachers. Don't bother. Don't waste your money. And because I've vetted, in other words, I've checked out many private teachers, and I always find them fuck-faced. Because they're really not about teaching you spirituality. They got their hand out, and they want you to give them money. And they're all fucking devils. So don't bother with your local person who says they're psychic or whatever. Don't. Go with the recognized person. David R. Hawkins. Why? Because I said so, and I'm a serious spiritual student, and I'm under demonic attack. So I don't want your money, folks. I do want your hearts and minds, because the way out of my mess of being demonically attacked by electronic Pentagon technology from the good old USA, the way out of this for me is to encourage you and to get you. Because I'm a marketing person, and I'm not going to be happy until I've actually successfully sold you on higher consciousness. And I do have a personal reason. It's because I'm under demonic attack. And the only way that I can see that this horrible is going to end for me is if all of you people out there
raise your consciousness. And once we get all the people raising their consciousness, there's going to be sweet spots. Well, I think we actually hit the sweet spot and broke the spell of these fucking evil people, and we're mopping them out of the way. But that's what it is, and if we get more and more people on board with raising consciousness, then we get heaven on earth, and more people that were here back in the old days of hell on earth. Because in the end, I saw an old grandma. That's what I told her. I said, aren't you sick to death of the hellish version of planet Earth? She looked at me like, yes. And then she's also looking at me and saying, why are you even saying that something can be different? Because she's 75 years old and she's got arthritis and she just wants to buy plants and take them home and plant them in her garden. And it's like, doesn't she deserve heaven now? Don't I deserve something after I've been tortured for 6 fucking years, you evil fucking shit things? Because I do. And so does that old grandma. And I promised her. This is not my emotion. Just so you know, this is remote neural monitoring afflicting me and making it seem like I'm getting emotional. Just like this thing is not my will. All that emotion is Brent Beeson, the devil, and that's what they can use with remote neural monitoring. They can do that. Now, where do you think this might have been used? Hollywood acting. Because if the director can make the actor cry, just the way he just did, that was not me, that was Brent Beeson, the devil, and that high-tech machine from the Pentagon. So it can make your body appear to be eliciting emotions. Brent Beeson loves that word about how he can elicit shit out of my body and out of my mouth because he loves to be God to me. He is not God to me. He is an evil fucking terrorist. And the rest of the fucking people are evil fucking terrorists that are doing this fucking shit. And those fucking people will never be forgiven. Never. Because they are not of the vine, is the way it's pronounced in Jesus' time. If you're of the vine, you're God's people. And if you're not God's people, you're not of God's vine of life. Ergo, you're dead. And you fucking devils are already dead, and you can't come back. Because once you've deviled, you're never ever going to be allowed to say, I changed my ways. Because you had a whole fucking lifetime to devil and figure it out. And if you're still deviling, then clearly you're never going to stop deviling. Ergo, you go to the lake of fire and you burn fucking forever. An excruciating, excoriating pain that you fucking deserve because you put it down on me, you motherfuckers. Well, if you're not a terrorist and you calibrate at 540 or higher on the scale of human consciousness, then ignore that part because it doesn't work. But if you're under 540, then you are a fucking terrorist and you are going to the lake of fire, motherfucker, and it's going to be very fucking soon. And I'm going to be there watching you stupid fucking monkeys screaming and screaming and screaming and yelling at people like me, get us out of here. And I'm going to look at you fucking people. I'm going to throw a grenade in there and blow you up some more, fuckface. Because you're fucking evil and you will never, ever, 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 ever get any grace if you don't offer it. And you terrorists take away everything, you gluttonous fucking people. You fucking 1%. You go fuck off. You go fuck off, you fucking 1%ers. You fucking bitches. You fucking evil fucking shit things. Now, is this Brent Beeson? Bob, the original occupant, he's very quiet. He's still here. He's very quiet, but he's been blocked from talking out of his own mouth for 6 years. So who's talking through him? I'm another person. I'm not a Bob. The voice that you hear now is another person because Bob's voice was completely taken away by Rumpelstiltskin using this electronic torture device. So they're using electronic torture, electronic technology, in order to go and be able to afflict me with all kinds of stuff. And then they throw a story on top of it, a fantasy story about what's really going on, but it's a pack of lies. And that's what they did for the first year. The first year of me being zombified. So the person who's talking through Bob, who is it? The answer is, when I'm Bob, I'm Bob. But I'm not the original voice of Bob. It's kind of weird, but that's what happened to me because of the electronics. Somehow fucking with Bob throat chakra, and it's still fucked. So somebody, I don't know who I am outside of Bob. Does it sound weird? Well, you need to watch the videos on remote neural monitoring, and I've got a good one. I'll put it down there in the link, and you can click on 2 other people who are under remote neural monitoring and listen to them talk about their experience of being turned into a zombie while they're still in their own body. Anyways, so pondering stupid, Brent Beeson, this fucking idiot, he is stupid. You take a stupid person and you give them the most high-tech, advanced technology, and then you have got the worst fucking nightmare ever. You got a devil, and you give him the devil the fruits of human civilization in the form of a torture machine. And that's what happened here on planet Earth. So as far as this other person is, when I'm here voicing Bob, I don't know. So this other, because I know that much. I know that Bob knows that I'm not the original voice. I belong to somebody else. And how they get by, I don't know. Maybe they got 2 voices. It's a mystery that I can't explain. But when they took away Bob's voice, they almost killed him. Electronically. And they try and kill him, I don't know, 15 times a day, every day. And that's my story, and that's the truth. So pondering stupid is people that do this evil shit. And then they're so evil, the devils, they'll never be let out of the lake of fire where devils gotta go. Because once they've deviled, they can't be trusted ever. They can't. So they must be put someplace where they never. Well, why do? Because they need to be punished for being evil, according to God. And that's where we stand right now, pondering the stupidity of people who choose to be terrorists, who choose to be devils. Because in the future, I'm looking down at the lake of fire, and I'm looking at Brent Beeson, and he's not Brent Beeson. He is his, I don't know, the human person in the lake of fire. Not Brent Beeson the devil, but a human stupidity. The monkey mind of the terrorist is bewildering. Trillions of years in the future. I don't know. We have a hard time even thinking of 5 years in the future. But 5 years in the future, the lake of fire. Excruciating pain. And their favorite way of explaining it too is already been explained. So that's about it.